There's nothing more relaxing and refreshing than green grass, colorful and fragrant flowers, birds chirping in the background and the sunshine. Grass, shrubs, vines and nursery plants are the most popular plants for landscape horticulture. There are so many options to choose from while planning your garden landscape. The endless combinations of colors, textures and aromas will help you create the garden you always wanted. So, let's find out how to increase your curb appeal and get the neighbors talking. Landscaping has been practiced throughout history for hundreds of years. Planning is the most vital phase before starting with laying out and construction of structures. Landscape horticulture consists of two major elements, softscape and hardscape. Softscape elements are the living elements like plants, grass and shrubs. Whereas, hardscape elements make up the non-living elements like patios, ornaments, water fountains, ponds, stonework and bridges. Each element has a unique purpose for creating the desired ambience and aesthetics. Finding the perfect balance between a sustainable, low-maintenance lawn and a feature-rich landscape can be challenging. A sustainable landscape saves water and is very practical and cost-effective. Such landscapes usually produce minimal waste and don't need much attention. Thus, they have a low environmental footprint and are eco-friendly. Mother Nature works its wonders to maintain these landscapes. The regional climate and weather conditions take care of sustainable landscapes. Some landscapes are designed to give tropical vibes by adding unique plants and decor. Although this may be appealing to many, it's important to consider your regional climate before opting for such landscapes. Otherwise, you will find the landscape maintenance pile up on your wallet and the environment. Combining plants with brick, stone, wood and other construction materials enhances landscapes. Besides designs, landscape horticulture helps create privacy, reduce noise and excess heat and provide a sense of security. Landscape horticulturists have extensive knowledge of the principles and elements of landscape design. The landscaping process consists of a planning phase to finalize the design and the construction phase. Detailed planning is vital before starting with the construction. After all, you don't want to regret creating a garden that doesn't meet your needs. So, let's look at some of the design elements to start planning. Color is the element that can bring a dull and boring garden to life. Learning how color complements the colors of other basic elements is vital. Colors may be either cool or warm. Cool colors include blue, violet and green and tend to create a relaxing environment. Whereas, warm colors like red and yellow demand attention and bring excitement. They can be used to highlight features like fountains, trees, sculptures and ornaments. Most landscapes use only one of the color groups to create unity and harmony. However, warm and cool colors can also be combined for contrast and depth. Having warm colors up front and cool colors in the background creates visual depth. Neutral colors like white, gray or shades of brown are used to tone down other colors. Besides setting the mood, colors also attract local wildlife and birds. Make sure to choose colors that unite the landscape with your home. Although it is easy to choose colors for hardscape elements, it may not be the same case for softscape like plants and flowers. Because different plants have varying bloom periods and foliage changes colors with seasons. So, make sure that your garden has enough seasonal variety all year round. The next element is line. The line often refers to the structures that regulate the viewer's eye movement. This is achieved by arranging plants and their borders to create a flow or transition. Patio or deck boundaries and the edges of flower beds or walkways act as a line. You may be wondering how a line unconsciously influences your eye movement. Most landscapes highlight objects by controlling movement and drawing attention to a focal point like a fire pit or ornaments. People are usually drawn to focal points via walkways with direct access. On the other hand, a curved or twisted walkway adds an element of surprise. The plants either fit in or flow as a single unit both horizontally and vertically. Thus, flow of a garden is heavily impacted by lines. Moreover, the lines also determine the type of garden. A formal garden features straight lines, good symmetry and geometry. Whereas, an informal one will have curved or naturally flowing lines and has fewer restrictions on symmetry. Horizontal lines create an illusion of a bigger space. Walkways, hedges and walls are the most common element for horizontal lines. These lines make the eye movements follow the ground. In contrast, vertical lines appeal to eye movements above the ground. and this makes a space feel larger than it is. Tall and narrow trees, poles and arbors are also used to add vertical lines. The next element, form, is the shape and structure of a plant and its branches. Plants come in a wide variety of forms like round, upright, droopy, columnar and globular. Various elements such as branches or leaves of a plant need to be considered before landscaping. These elements may have different forms based on the plant selected. In other words, the leaves of two different plants can have different forms. The landscape design theme influences the choice of forms. For instance, neatly pruned hedges are an integral part of formal gardens. Whereas, informal gardens can have plants growing naturally without much restrictions on form. Round plants can be combined with curved lines for a natural flow. On the other hand, upright plants can be used for straight lines like a walkway or edge. Moreover, these plants may also be combined to change forms as a group. In fact, some forms may blend in when these plants are grouped together. Moving on to texture elements. Texture is the feature of surfaces like plants, trees, stone or any other softscape or hardscape element. And it usually refers to the coarse, medium, fine, rough or smooth features of elements. Creatively using contrasting textures makes a landscape truly unique and attractive. Mastering the skill of combining textures is vital for a remarkable landscape. That's where an experienced landscape architect can help you out. Always remember, it's better to consult a professional for landscaping that you will enjoy for years to come. Softscape elements of a plant like leaves, branches, bark and flowers have different textures. Make sure to have enough variety of textures in your garden. Plant textures are perceived relative to the objects surrounding it. Varying features of two or more plants determine the relative texture of a plant. In other words, a plant may be considered as coarse or fine relative to its surrounding plants. Lastly, scale is a relative measurement unit that provides the relation between elements in and around a garden. It's important to consider the available space and size of your home before choosing the perfect scale. After all, your choice of size should be suitable for the entire setting.